Steelers and the Browns coming down to the last drop. 5 ticks remaining. He did it a week ago. I'll do it again. Dustin Hopkins from 34 yards. Another game-winning kick. Yes, 2 ticks on the clock, but it would be no issue. Cleveland, 7-3 following this 13-10 win. And an all-important one over the division rivals here in the Pittsburgh Steelers, who've been winning games in inexplicable fashions. That is not the case here. Outgained and outlasted once again as the Cleveland Browns come away with the victory behind yet another different quarterback. In studio, Joe Musso alongside Ryan Wilson. Ryan, you know this entire league, but we say it every week. The Steelers do have a piece of your heart still. To watch this football game, knowing it would likely play out in this fashion, and watch the offense unable to do anything. Yes, it is a dominant, one of the most dominant defenses in the league. What are the answers right now for Pittsburgh offensively? We saw them run it effectively for the last 2 weeks. Didn't see as much of that today.
Yeah, Jaylen Warren might be the best player in this offense, and that's not even an exaggeration because he has taken over the game. Running the ball, 9 carries, 129, and he was stiff-arming guys like it was his full-time job, whereas Kenny Pickett is playing quarterback like that's something he does in his spare time from working at the tire factory, and that's no disrespect to Kenny Pickett. He has been put in a position to not have...
You can't go full disrespect and then say with no disrespect.
Try to reel it in.
It is the frustration of fandom, and I understand it all too well. Your point is well taken here on Kenny Pickett. Maybe let's get to the Browns side, because the non-cyclical nature of the way that they win. Doesn't matter who's playing quarterback, they're finding ways to do it. What does that tell you about this team?
Jim Schwartz, Coach of the Year. I know he can't get it as a defensive coordinator, but he has got this team playing hard. And I give Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the rookie making his second start, a ton of credit. Tough start earlier in the year against Baltimore. Came back after some time off when P.J. Walker played and did enough to win. Made throws on that last drive to set up that game-winning touchdown. Didn't play lights out, but didn't lose this game for them either. Let the defense do what they do. Let Myles Garrett do what he does, and put them in position at the end of the game to make it competitive. Game-winning kick, and they win and won against the Steelers.
All right, we're going to get you out to the booth now, where our Charles Davis, one of our leading voices of the NFL on CBS, is joining us now. CD, this is a ball game that was really battled at times between the 30s. Offense at a premium goes without saying, but the fact that we've now seen this Browns team win not in different ways, but with different quarterbacks. 3 different QBs leading this team to victory this year. What does that tell you about the belief in the room that doesn't really matter who we're rolling out there? We feel good specifically about this defense.
That's a great point. And Joe, the big thing is that defense, and they're going to play to it. Kevin Stefanski, I thought, called a masterful game in the first half with a young quarterback, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, getting him comfortable after the disaster of his first start against Baltimore. And then he didn't play after that. Remember, as you mentioned, P.J. Walker played during that time. Then Deshaun Watson came back. He got to watch, observe, learn how to better be a pro, learn how to better prepare, and then he was ready for this opportunity. Then in the second half, they stayed so conservative, and Pittsburgh's defense started to take advantage. Sat on every short route, contested every play, got an interception off of a tip ball because they're right there. But then on the drive that got them the win, finally Kevin Stefanski said, okay, we've got to throw it downfield. And the first throw was downfield to Elijah Moore, set the tone for the drive, and off they went. And you can never say enough about this Cleveland defense. Putting tough situation after tough situation after tough situation. For the most part, they shut down Pittsburgh and gave them an opportunity. On the flip side, Pittsburgh's defense always gives them an opportunity. But when you live dangerously, like Kenny Pickett and crew, meaning we got to have these drives down the stretch to win, that's not the formula for lasting success. They've got to find a way to play much better in the first 3 quarters of games. Today, the fourth quarter didn't even come through for them.
I'm glad that you outlined that offensive apprehension of Cleveland, because I felt like that was mirrored here at moments by Matt Canada and the play calling on the Steelers side. Almost doesn't seem he's comfortable with his quarterback to make the play that he needs. What is the answer when it comes to Kenny Pickett right now? Because it feels like play calling that doesn't believe in the quarterback, and a quarterback having to make plays down the stretch, maybe from an adverse situation. How do you feel about Kenny Pickett's ability to lead this offense right now?
He's got to show that he can make those plays earlier in ball games and not have the defense have him in a position down the stretch where one drive gets it done. Third downs are a big one for them. Green Bay, they struggled on third down. Today, they struggled on third down, so the offense can't stay on the field and establish a rhythm. It is very, very difficult to ask your defense to do this time after time. So to your point about what they're asking him to do, they're asking him to play to the defense. Run the football, take care of it, don't turn it over. We'll find a way to win it late. Well, guess what? They had their mirror image today. It was through the looking glass. They saw themselves in Cleveland, and Cleveland outdid them in getting that done today. It wasn't pretty, and I think it's kind of fitting for a guy of my vintage at 59 to be in Big Ten territory and watch a Big Ten kind of football game on the scoreboard where both teams went at it like that. Somewhere I was looking around for Woody and Bo to show up on the sidelines, except the ball was in the air a heck of a lot more, and it wasn't a pitch off an option.
Somebody is ready for Saturday already. Peers looking eye to eye in this one. Peerless is our Charles Davis. We appreciate you as always, my friend. All right, here's a look at those standings in that division following this win. The Ravens on Thursday night in the can and in the column. Browns now 7-3, trailing by just that game in the win column. The Steelers, meantime, a massive loss here at 6-4. And you start looking at the road ahead and you start counting where the wins will come from here on out. The Bengals, meantime, it is likely downhill following the season-ending injury to Joe Burrow. We're looking at the two at the top to make some noise in those AFC playoffs. Straight ahead on Game Day scoreboard. Down 2 possessions inside 3 minutes. Could the Lions complete the comeback? Highlights and reaction from Detroit next.
Who were outstanding for 60 minutes. It was a really positive one for us. It only counts as one, so we got another big one coming up next week, but really proud of the guys for fighting like crazy. With that, I'll take any questions.
Kevin, what can you say about Dorian on that final drive going 4 for 4?
Yeah, that was, as you know, Jake, those are big moments where you're looking for your guy to come through. He came through, made some big plays throughout that drive, made big plays throughout the game. I know it wasn't perfect at all times, but he came through when it mattered.
What did you think of his composure, though, from the start of the game to the end of the game?
Yeah, I thought throughout the entire day. I mean, as you guys know with Dorian, he doesn't lack for confidence, and I say that's just who he is. He's a confident kid. He trusts in his ability. So from the first snap to the last snap, he was ready to roll.
What about the fact that he had to overcome, it looked like, I don't know, maybe 8 drops or something like that in the game, and he just kept going back to his guys and showing faith in them?
Yeah, that's life. We know that. We know that, again, I say it all the time, we're not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. But we just will continue to fight.
What was it like calling plays for him at the end when you know one more turnover could cost the game?
Yeah, you can't really think like that, Tony. I mean, the stuff we were doing, I thought protection was really, really good, trying to take care of their edge rushers who were outstanding. He was seeing it clearly, went back to some concepts that he has a ton of turns on, so felt good about it.
Seemed like the